Okay, so we have been following the upcoming US elections on this channel. Okay, so November 5 elections na sa kanila. So that's November 2 na, 3 days na lang. Di ba? O 4 days sa atin, di ba? Kasi ahead tayo sa kanila sa oras. And right now, yung polls are saying neck to neck yung laban ni Kamala Harris at saka ni Donald Trump. Some are saying na lumalamang si Donald Trump, and as early as now there had been allegations of cheating from both sides. 'Di ba? May mga nagsasabi na may mga kaso na actually na nakasampa ng alleging ng mga election interference from in different ways. Okay, may mga nanunog pa daw ng mga ballot boxes, ganyan. So, hindi na pag-usapan yon. And ang pag-usapan natin ngayon is yung escalation ng kanilang rhetoric. Okay? So, dumudumi lalo ang ang kanilang mga estratehiya. Okay? And actually, sa totoo lang, hindi ko sasabing dumudumi eh. Nagiging petty para sa akin. Kasi ngayon, parang they're just going crazy with I would even say demonizing both sides eh. And of course, we know na si Donald Trump talagang demonized naman talaga yan. Hitler nga ang tawag sa kanya nung mga Democrats as I would show here later. And sa kabila naman, gumaganti na ito si Donald Trump kasi bumabanat din siya. Meron kasi mga gaffes na nangyari dito sa kanilang sa mga Democrat side. Okay, so umpisa natin tong storya. Actually na-cover natin to last time yung comedian na si Tony Hinchcliffe. Meron siyang joke doon sa Trump Madison Square Garden rally last week yun. And merong isang comedian doon, si Tony Hinchcliffe, si Kill Tony. Paborito natin minsan mag-watch party tayo nung mga Kill Tony episodes pag nag-work ako. Meron siyang isang joke doon na talaga namang binlow up nung mga Democrats, nung media nila, di ba? And talagang syempre pinahid nila yon kay Donald Trump. Okay? So panoorin natin itong video na to.
You want to see the October surprise?
Yeah.
That just might kill Donald Trump's chances of becoming president? This one stupid racist joke. Watch.
Yan.
I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico.
So, yung joke na yon na Puerto Rico daw ay isang floating island of garbage. Even though hindi naman si Trump ang nagsalita nun di ba? Pero syempre, ginawa siya dun sa Trump rally. At yung rally na yon ay kinukumpara nila sa isang Nazi rally that happened in the 1930s, di ba? So, parang just because nag-rally din sila sa Madison Square Garden, parang ano yan? Basically, parang anong epekto nun? Mga Nazi yung nandoon sa loob nung rally ni Trump. Which is typical na narrative naman sa mga Democrats yun. 'Di ba? And eto, so dahil doon napakadaming may mga outrage na ipinalabas itong mga tao sa TV, sa media, mga personalities condemning the joke, and which is parang syempre konektado kay Donald Trump yun kasi dun sa rally niya ginawa yung joke na yon. So ito yung mga ibang examples. Ito sa The View. The cackling hens of The View. Okay.
They will win this election.
Black women always save us. This time, all women will
I
save
think
us.
all women will save us. I agree with that. I'll just say, I think it's really easy for those that aren't otherized in this country to not be offended and to tell us, those that are otherized and marginalized, not to be offended. Well, I'm offended. I'm offended. I'm offended about what was said during the rally, not only about my community, but about all communities. And I'll say, I think we need to call that rally what it was. It was a white nationalist rally with a white nationalist platform.
Enough for you. And on
Diba?
November 5th, I want you to vote for your heritage and your traditions and your identity. I want you to vote with dignity and self-respect. Latinos, comunidad, si ustedes tienen respeto por sí mismos, si tienen
Okay.
dignidad.
So yan yung with the view. Basically, they were outraged by that joke. And may iba pang mga may iba pang mga syempre sa media nila, may mga celebrities. Sino ba tong celebrity na to? Basta may mga eto, sino ba to? Hindi ko makita. ito nasa thumbnail. Yan, ito, hindi ko. Anyway, so pero para sa akin madalas naman nilang gawin yan lahat naman ng sinasabi, lalo na ni Donald Trump, parang they make a huge fuss out of them. Pero sa totoo lang, parang sobrang nagsawa na rin siguro, parang sobrang sanay na yung mga tao about these things, to the point na parang outrage na lang talaga to begin with, it was a comedian. Hindi naman si Trump yung nandun. 'Di ba? Parang I think people know that. Hindi naman si Trump yung nagsalita And to say na parang everyone should be up in arms about that single comment, I'm sure merong mga na-offend talaga kasi dito sa atin pag mabanggit lang ng konti yung Philippines in a bad light, nagagalit yung mga tao di ba? So I don't know, ganun din sa Puerto Rico. Pero sinasabi ko lang, there's a difference kung si Donald Trump ang nagsalita mismo. Kasi for one, stand-up comedy had been an American tradition for so long. Napaka-American nga nung I don't know if stand-up comedy started in the United States, pero American stand-up comedy has been an institution on its own especially in the past century. 'Di ba? Especially dun sa mga civil rights movement, and a lot of people a lot of those stand-up comedians were Democrats. Sila yung mga yan, sina ano ba yan, nalimutan ko, sina George Carlin, anong pangalan nung nalimutan ko pangalan niya bigla. There were stand-up comedians who got arrested for telling offensive jokes. And sinadya nila yun. Kasi parang protest nila yun For them, jokes, including offensive ones, are part of free speech. And para sa akin, totoo yun Naniniwala ako dun na free speech ang joke kahit offensive pa yan. Parang nobody has the right to not be offended. Para sa akin. Okay, so if you get offended, I'm not telling you not to be offended, na wala kang karapatang ma-offend. Pero bahala ka kung how do you manage your being offended. Pero hindi ka, kumbaga, kung may gusto kong sabihin, it just so happens that it will offend you, ano yun? Kumbaga, karapatan kong sabihin yun. Pero of course, I will have to kung magagalit ka, let's say, idemanda mo ako ng libel, kunyari, responsibilidad ko rin yun. Pero kung sasabihin ko, di ba, for me, you should be able to say anything you want, especially if it is in good faith. Iba naman yung manlalibel ka, iba naman yung deliberately maninira ka ng reputasyon ng mga tao, di ba? Iba naman yun. Pero if you're just saying the truth, if you're just telling observations, then para sa akin, okay lang. Okay lang 'yun. Basta honest ka, wala kang intention na manira o makasira or disparage. Well, siguro kahit or magsinungaling. 'Yun, importante 'yun. You are doing it hindi para manira, hindi siya kasinungalingan, at saka dapat in good faith yung pagkasabi mo. Para sa akin, pasok sa free speech yun. Kahit offensive pa siya. 'Di ba? Anyway, so eto ang dahil sa tingin ko naiintindihan din ng mga Amerikano 'yan. Kasi galing naman sa kanila yung idea na 'yun eh. 'Di ba? Galing yun sila yung nagpauso noon, yung First Amendment sa Constitution nila, yung free speech. Free speech as the world knows it right now, predominantly, at least the basic idea of free speech, that comes from the American Constitution, yung First Amendment nga, that protects free speech sa kanila. That was just adapted by other democratic countries around the world. Okay, that you can speak anything you want to power, even the government, 'di ba? Hindi ka nila pwedeng ipakulong. Basta maayos yung pagkasabi mo, maano ka, in good faith ka. 'Yun. So, ano pa? Dahil doon, may mga kaya eto, feeling ko feeling ko talaga faux outrage yun. Kumbaga peke na outrage kasi merong nagparally na mga for Puerto Ricans sa isang rally ni Trump. Doon yata sa Madison Square Garden. Basta the next rally ni Trump, may mga nagpunta na magra-rally for Puerto Rico, yung mga na-offend. Tapos ito yung mga pumunta. Ay, lampas. Ayan. Dalawa lang sila. Diba? And this happened in a city wherein parang 1/3 of the city were from Puerto Rico. Tapos yan, kung totoo yung outrage, hindi sana ang daming mga Puerto Ricans na pumunta dyan. 'Di ba? Pero yan, dalawa lang silang nakarally dyan. Kaya hindi ako naniniwala dun sa media eh. Kaya bogus na bogus talaga yung media. 'Di ba? Dalawa lang. From a city wherein 1/3, according to the reports, 1/3 daw ng population nila, madami daw talagang Puerto Ricans doon. Tapos dalawa lang yung pumunta. Tapos doon sa TV, nanggagalaiti sila. Diba parang yan na yung katatalo ni Donald Trump. Which is parang, I don't know. Mali mo, hindi ko naman alam. Kasi, ito sasabihin ko lang ngayon, I don't know if Donald Trump will win or Kamala will win. Diba? Kasi, hindi natin malalaman talaga eh. Madami ang mga factors na pwedeng mangyari. Pwedeng mali yung polls, pwedeng mali yung ramdam mo dun sa energy ng mga botante, 'di ba? Akala mo llamado si Trump, hindi pala, 'di ba? So, malay mo, ito pala isang tawag dito. Malaki pala talagang epekto nung joke na 'yon. Hindi natin malalaman o may nagkaroon ng dayaan. Hindi natin masasabi. So, only the future holds kung sino ang mananalo kay Kamala at Trump. Okay, so I'm not gonna make any predictions. Okay, so that is what happened about the Puerto Rico joke. Ngayon, punta naman tayo doon sa di ba parang dahil doon sa Puerto Rico joke, tuwang-tuwa na yung mga Democrats kasi medyo tagilid sila sa sa mga polls recently. Kasi madaming mga lalaki, yung mga white men especially, even a lot of black men, basically men, mababa si Kamala Harris doon sa men na demographic. Pero mataas siya sa white women si Kamala. at saka sa black women. So basically women. So etong kumbaga parang nung nag-joke si Tony Hinchcliffe about Puerto Rico, parang they really went for it. At kumbaga parang inano na yun, parang inulit-ulit nila, ilang araw na lang inuulit. Until biglang umepal itong si Joe Biden. 'Di ba? So itong si Joe Biden was commenting about the joke. At ito ang kanyang sinabi.
The Puerto Rican that I know, or Puerto Rico, where I'm in my home state of Delaware, they're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters.
Yun, di ba? The only garbage I see out there are his supporters. So basically, he called Donald Trump supporters garbage, which are basically half of the US population. So, ano bang population ng US ngayon? So, millions, hundreds of millions of people he just called garbage. Okay, so, etong mga Democrats, they were blowing the joke out of proportion, yung Puerto Rico joke. Well, one can play the same game, di ba? And also, itong si Donald Trump, WWE president to eh. So syempre, nang troll siya ng todo, 'di ba? So ganun din ang ginawa nila dito sa garbage comment nitong si Joe Biden. Okay, tuloy natin to.
His demonization of things is unconscionable, and it's un-American.
But Donald Trump wasn't going to let the scandal go to
Eto na.
waste. The presidential hopeful seized on the opportunity to highlight just how much of a misstep Biden's comment was by drawing more attention to the gap. A garbage truck with Trump signage and American flags all over it pulled up to meet Donald Trump on the tarmac in Wisconsin.
Hello, everybody. This is Donald Trump, and 250 million people are not garbage.
Siyempre, ikakapitalize niya yun, di ba? Kasi nagkamali si Joe Biden eh. And ito, si Joe Biden, syempre siguro, imagine mo gaano kabwisit na buwisit si Kamala Harris kasi nasa kanila na nga eh, meron na nga sila nung alas na inuulit-ulit nila eh dahil dun sa Puerto Rico joke. Tapos biglang sumingit tong Joe Biden. Ay sinasabi nga nila, sinasabotahe daw ni Joe Biden si Kamala Harris kasi nagagalit siya na pinaltan siya. Pinaltan siya as the candidate dahil nga naging apparent na yung pagiging ulyanin ni Joe Biden, pinaltan na siya. Masama ang loob niya kasi feeling niya mas malakas na kandidato pa rin siya. At syempre, kailangan mong mag-relinquish ng power eh, 'di ba? Pwede pa siyang tumakbo kasi hanggang 2 terms ang presidente sa kanila. Tapos nawala sa kanya yung opportunity na yun. So kaya naman galit na galit yun ang sinasabi ng mga tao dahil resentful si Joe Biden. Kaya sinasabotahin niya si Kamala Harris. Meron pang isang incident a few weeks ago. Nagsuot si Joe Biden ng MAGA hat, 'di ba? Yung sombrero ni Donald Trump, sinuot niya. Tapos pinicturean siya, siyempre tuwa yung mga tao. Diba? Tuwa yung mga Donald Trump. Tapos bisit na bisit si Kamala. Okay. So ginawa ni ayan.
Conducting a press conference from inside whilst
gumawa siya ng kumuha siya ng truck the next day. Ang bilis din ng team niya eh, 'di ba? Teka, anong sinabi ni Donald Trump? Nagpa-press con siya, nakasakay siya sa garbage truck. Pati si Vivek Ramaswamy, tsaka natin pag-usapan si na Vivek. Iyan, dream team yung si na Vivek tsaka si na JD Vance.
Considerate comment by hopping on the bandwagon and also trying his hand at sanitation work. It seems the garbage theme has taken over the whole of the Republican Party, with Vivek Ramaswamy hopping on the bandwagon and also trying his hand at sanitation work.
Itong si Vivek Ramaswamy, tumakbo rin ng president yan sa primary ng mga Republicans naman. And he's a very impressive guy. Indian siya, Indian-American, na billionaire that came from nothing. Kumbaga parang self-made billionaire at 39 years old. and very smart. Pag nagsalita to, napaka-impressive. You would wish may ganyan tayong mga politiko dito. Si Vivek, bata, sobrang talino, sobrang articulate, has great ideas for the country, at hindi baliw katulad ni Donald Trump. Yun lang ang problema kay Donald Trump eh. Okay yung mga policies niya, baliw lang talaga siya. Napakadali niyang butasan sa kanyang character. Kung nagkataon, paano mo butasan? Pag napanood niyo tong sina Vivek at saka yung Vice President pick ni Donald Trump, si J.D. Vance, 40 years old naman yun, so halos magkasing edad lang sila ni Vivek. Makikita mo if that is the future of American politics, then they're in good hands. 'Di ba? Kung mananalo yung mga Republicans. Kasi yung mga katulad ni na mga neocons, katulad ni na Kamala Harris, ni na Gavin Newsom, I don't know. These are the new breed of Americans, and they get the chance. They can change America. They can change the world. Okay? So, yun ang development. So, nag-capitalize si Donald Trump doon sa garbage comment ni Joe Biden. And it's been a circus for the past few days. And if there's one thing about Donald Trump, like I said kanina, WWE president to eh. He can talk shit. He's not afraid to talk shit, and he knows that people will understand him. But of course, ang problema doon, if you're gonna talk shit, it will be easy to give it a spin na you're just a mean guy, you're just racist, you're just hateful, ganon. So ganon lagi ang play ng mga Democrats sa kanya. And if papanoorin mo yung mga interviews ni Kamala, yun lang naman talaga sinasabi niya. Yung mga policies niya, wala siyang binabanggit eh. Wala siyang dinidiscuss kung ano gagawin niya sa economy, ano gagawin niya sa border. Lahat ng argumento niya, let's say sabihin mo, problemado tayo sa border, Madam VP, anong gagawin natin? Oo, ano yan? Masama yung hindi okay yung border. Pero masama si Trump. Masama si Trump. 'Di ba? Yung Nazi si Trump. Ganun lagi yung argumento nila. And to a lot of people, especially yung mga solid na Democrats, kuha na nila yun eh. Kuha na ni Kamala yun. Pero yung mga swing states, yung mga undecided, pag nakita mo yun, wala ka namang sinasabi eh. Ang laging sagot niya is yung I came from a working class, a middle class family. Tapos aspirations. Yun ang mga sinasabi niya eh. So tapos di ba sana isang interview lang yun ang sinabi niya. Kaso nakakasampung interview niya sa paulit-ulit lang yung sinasabi niya. 'Di ba? Tapos yung mga policies na ilalatag niya puro mga handouts. 'Di ba? Bibigyan ko kayo ng ganito, 50,000 na parang loan. 'Di ba? Handouts. So unlike dun pag kay Trump, he would discuss dun sa Joe Rogan episode, 'di ba? Pinanood natin 'yun. Yung tariffs, in-explain niya kung anong gagawin niya. You may disagree dun sa pinagsasabi niya, pero at least discuss niya kung anong gagawin niya. 'Di ba? Si Kamala walang ganun. Hindi niya ginagawa. Kaya nga nagiging kahit bigyan mo ng chance si Kamala, kasi pinanood ko rin naman yung mga niya eh. Parang looking for reasons to challenge Trump. I really don't see anything. All they have is attacks on Trump's character, and a lot of those were easily debunkable. Kasi if you follow the news, this mga nangyayari nito, alam mo yung kung ano yung sinabi ni Trump eh. Pag pinapanood mo siya, it only works to people who don't watch Trump. Kasi katulad nung yung isang teka. Meron, actually, nadagdagan pa to ngayon eh. Meron sinabi si Trump tungkol kay Liz Cheney. Teka. Trump comment on Liz Cheney. Si Liz Cheney ay anak ni Dick Cheney na Vice President ni George Bush, na siya ang architect ng Iraq War. So yan yung mga neocon na Republican, yan yung mga war hawks, yan yung mga tao ng military industrial complex sa US government. Okay? So ito yung sinabi sa kanya. Okay? Ay. Ano ba yan? Walang sound.
Repulsive little daughter running against you.
Okay.
Repulsive little daughter running against you with Kamala Harris.
Well, I think it hurts Kamala a lot,
Yan.
actually. Look, she's a deranged person.
Okay. Tingnan, before we, intindihin nyo, tapos tingnan nyo kung ano yung intindi nyo sa sinabi niya. Okay? And then, I'll show you kung ano yung sinasabi ng media about what he said.
But the reason she couldn't stand me is that she always wanted to go to war with people. I don't want to go to war. Then, go a couple of years forward or go now. And I don't blame him for sticking with his daughter. But his daughter is a very dumb individual, very dumb.
Diba? Yan yung
She's a radical war hawk.
Walang politiko na nagsasabi niyan.
Rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it.
Doon sila nagalit.
She's a radical war hawk. Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it. When the guns are trained on her face. They're all war hawks when they're sitting in Washington in a nice building saying, oh, gee, let's send 10,000 troops right into the mouth of the enemy.
Okay. So, yun ang sinabi niya. Ano ang intindi nyo doon? Ano yung intindi nyo doon sa sinabi niya? Siguro, okay. So, most likely, ang intindi nyo is itong si Liz Cheney ay isang politiko na nandito sa White House, okay, na nagpapadala ng mga tao sa giyera. Tapos wala siyang pakialam na nagpapadala siya ng mga tao na namamatay sa giyera. That experienced the horrors and the trauma of war. So, ang sinasabi niya, ikaw kaya pumunta doon, tapos tingnan mo kung gugustuhin mo pang makipaggera. Kasi ang hilig niya makipaggera eh. Yun ang trabaho niya sa White House eh. To propagate the wars. Kasi nga tao siya nung mga military industrial complex people. 'Di ba? Malinaw. Anyone with comprehension would know that. Okay? Kung pinakinggan mo talaga itong sinasabi ni Donald Trump. So, paano siya ginawa? Ano ang sabi ng mga tao ngayon tungkol kay Donald Trump? Oh, eto. Ay. Anong title nito? Trump escalates violent rhetoric with chilling remarks about Liz Cheney.
4 days out from Election Day, and former President Donald Trump is escalating his violent rhetoric, suggesting one of his most
violent
prominent
rhetoric
critics,
ba yun?
former Congresswoman Liz Cheney, should be fired upon.
She's a radical war hawk.
Tingnan natin kung hanggang saan
Let's put
papalagay.
her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it. When the guns are trained on her face. They're all war hawks when they're sitting in Washington in a nice building saying, oh, gee, let's send 10,000 troops right into the mouth of the enemy.
Diba?
Let's
So, ang
see how
ganda.
she feels when the guns are trained on her face. Let's sit with that for a moment.
Para sa kanila, Donald Trump is calling for her execution. Ipapa-firing squad siya. Yun ang
Of course,
yun ang
battle rhetoric.
ano niya.
It's not new for Trump.
Violent
This
rhetoric
stark
daw
imagery
yun.
represents an escalation at a tense moment when the country is on edge heading into Tuesday, with 7 in 10 Americans saying
Diba?
they feel anxious or frustrated about the election, according to a new AP poll.
Ang bobo eh. 'Di ba? If you get swayed by this kind of commentary, bobo ka. I'm sorry. Pero maring hindi ka bobo, pero nagpapakabobo ka just to follow something, a group, yung mindset, a group mindset, 'di ba? And then you will discard everything na comprehend mo, 'di ba? Parang iba yung narinig ko, hindi totoo 'yon. Yung sinabi nila, 'yun ang totoo. 'Di ba?
And it comes after Trump has raised the specter of using the U.S. military on Americans he calls the enemy within.
Hanapin natin yung sa The View. Ano pa bang ano? Yung American Within, napag-usapan natin yan eh. Anyway, it's the same old. Ganun siya, yung mga tao sa US media had been repeating the same explanation doon sa sinabi ni Donald Trump. And that's how the media treats Donald Trump all the time, 'di ba? Kaya lahat ng mga sinasabi ng media about Donald Trump, mapapaano ka talaga eh, hindi na talaga ako naniniwala. I would need to look up the actual quote and then understand it for myself. Kasi ganyan ang gawain nila. 'Di ba? Anyone with two brain cells can easily understand na parang just put yourself in the shoes of the soldiers and let's see kung gugustuhin mo pang magkagera. 'Di ba? Tama yung sinabi ni J.R. Izu eh, 'di ba? O put yourself sa shoes ng mga sundalo. 'Di ba? So pero yung explanation ng media, 'di ba? Gusto nilang ipa-firing squad si Liz Cheney. Which is so far from, 'di ba? Kumbaga they really think napakatanga because tingin na yung katulad ng sinabi ni Joe Biden, 'di ba? Trump supporters are garbage. Garbage ang tingin nila dun sa mga tao eh. 'Di ba? Bobo kayo eh, mga basura kayo. Kahit anong sabihin namin sa'yo, lalamunin nyo lang. Basura kayo eh. 'Di ba? Tapos ito, ang pinagkaiba nung kay Joe Biden, dun kay Tony Hinchcliffe, si Joe Biden, presidente. 'Di ba? Tapos ang ginawa nilang palusot para kay Joe Biden, sinabi nila, yung supporters daw, hindi siya supporters na plural. It is supporter 'S. So he was just referring to Tony Hinchcliffe. Yun lang yung pero we heard it. Diba? Don't believe your lying ears. Basically, kaya sinasabi ko, pambobo talaga itong campaign ni Kamala eh. Diba? If you would need to suspend your intelligence to go along with these people. 'Di ba? And you would just need to put everything on your faith that Trump is the personification of evil, which is hindi ka rin naman talaga sure. What if mali ka? What if hindi naman pala ganun si Trump? 'Di ba? Kasi naging presidente na siya eh. Hindi naman siya naging ganun nung unang presidente siya eh. 'Di ba? This is not about I don't mind Trump. Kumbaga, if there's a better candidate than Trump, then kasi we all know Trump's fault. We all know all his flaws. 'Di ba? Kung si Vivek Ramaswamy na lang yung Kung si Vivek Ramaswamy ang kalaban ni Trump, kay Vivek Ramaswamy ako, sobrang galing talaga nun eh. At saka hindi siya baliw. Yun nga lang, hindi siya eh. Kumbaga si Kamala, walang laman talaga si Kamala eh. Kamala Harris is an empty can which will become a puppet by the establishment. So, while Trump is his own person, and kasama niya yung mga katulad ng mga, yan, yung team nga niya, sina Vivek, sina J.D. Vance, sina Tulsi Gabbard, si RFK Jr., si Elon Musk, si Ron DeSantis, malamang makasama niya rin yun sooner or later. Diba? And it's just frustrating na may mga taong ganun. It reminds you dun sa statement dati ni Hillary Clinton. And I think this is one of the things that made her lose the presidency back then. Ito yung kanyang infamous basket of deplorables comment.
Right? The racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic.
And then,
You know, to just be grossly generalistic, you could put half of Trump supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables.
yun. Basket of deplorables.
Right? The racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, Islamophobic, you name it. And unfortunately,
Anyway, yun. Yun yung, because that's how they really feel about Trump supporters. They're evil people and stupid. 'Di ba? And sa sobrang paniniwala nila doon, they can't help but blurt it out loud. 'Di ba? Si Joe Biden which will never be good to any candidate. 'Di ba? Ewan ko lang dito sa Pilipinas, but sa kanila ganun parang if you are a president, diba, tama yung sinabi ni Trump dun sa rally niya eh. You cannot lead America if you don't love America. Diba? And that would apply to all countries. You can't lead the Philippines kung hindi mo mahal yung mga Pilipino. Diba? Kasi, at saka yung Pilipinas. Diba? Kasi kailangan yun eh. So, why are you gonna be leading a country that you don't love? So, if you don't love the country and you're leading it, ano yung rason mo? 'Di ba? So probably personal reasons or reasons for other people. You are a puppet of someone. Anyway, yun ang mga recent na kaganapan. In a few days, magbobotohan sa kanila and we'll find out kung ano mangyayari. Yun! So, mag-subscribe kayo sa ating channel para sa mga stories na ito. Okay? And like, subscribe. Yun muna. Paalam. Teka, okay. So, ano to? Ano mga sinabi nyo? JR Izo. I remember the Taob issue. Sa libel yan, no? Kanina. Na-realize ko dun sa isang documentary ng PBS na gawa-gawa lang ni Cheney yung may weapons of mass destruction. Ang Iraq and Afghanistan. Yes! 'Di ba? So, hindi ako talaga Republican. Kasi mga Republican yan eh. I just really think Trump is the better candidate. Yun nga lang, it is tragic that it so happened that Trump is an unbelievably flawed in his character. Yun ang isang tragedy kay Donald Trump sa tingin ko. Kasi he could have been his yung minsan panoorin natin yung hindi ko pa natatapos yung Joe Rogan episode with J.D. Vance, yung vice president ni Donald Trump. Yun talaga you'd wish may ganung presidente ng Pilipinas. Sobrang relatable, articulate, smart, bata, inspirational. 'Di ba? Anyway, It is what it is. Donald Trump is but then again, parang mga without Donald Trump, without that kind of bravado, without yung mga ganong klaseng yabang, di mo naman malalabanan talaga yung mga katulad ni na Obama, si Nancy Pelosi, sina Kamala, 'di ba? Sina Chuck Schumer, 'di ba? Paano mo lalabanan 'yun kung hindi ka kailangan mo ng katulad ni Donald Trump, kailangan mo ng katulad ni Elon Musk. 'Di ba? Kailangan mo kung si Vivek wala pa siyang hindi pa siya ganoon kalaking personality eh. Hindi niya kakayanin 'yun. Si JD Vance hindi rin because as a senator kasi yun si JD Vance eh. As a senator, unang-una hindi natin kilala si JD Vance. Kaya ko lang naman nakilala yan dahil dun sa campaign. 'Di ba? So pag tinapatan niya ng let's say si Beyonce, wala na hindi na makakaporma si JD Vance doon, 'di ba? Si Donald Trump, he's just as big. Ngayon even bigger than Beyonce kasi presidente siya eh. Pero as a personality, ganun din siya kalakas. So it really needed It really needed a Donald Trump to face the American political establishment. Anyway,